week by week. I am just been a fan of just all your characters, but more importantly, your performances. My question is to Chris. Chris, stepping into the shoes of Dick Halloran, a character deeply rooted in Stephen King's universe and such a vital figure to the Shining universe. Comes with a lot of history and expectations. And I'm asking for you as an actor, what level of expectations that you know that the fans are going to have with this character, more importantly, you had with yourself trying to make this role your own?
Uh, I'm gonna answer that honestly. I can't really get caught up in other people's expectations because that'll make me go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I think if I spent my childhood evolving into a person who can just stand on his own because of the work I do, I can't suddenly all of a sudden be like, I'm doing a TV show, I should care. I try not to care what people think so that I can give out the best possible product, as it were. Now, my expectations for myself are incredibly high. Like, I want to be good at what I do. I want to be grounded. I want to be a full human. I want to show emotional range. I want to lead my cast. I want to build a family. Like, I have big expectations when I work, which would transcend any of the audiences anyway.
I want to say you blew away my expectations. And again, coming from Lucius Fox from Gotham to now, again, you've been killing it, brother. Thank you.
Brother, I appreciate you.
You guys being a married couple within Derry. Also married as well, and I thought in terms of the dynamic you both have, and especially in the conversation regarding your son, was very powerful. And those performances, it just speaks to you guys' chemistry. I wanted to talk about as a performer. Did you guys discuss as you being parents or soon to be parents at the time, talking about how you want to display the level of fear, even though it's a supernatural element, but also in 1962?
Yeah, when Jovan and I met, we had a really fun little kiki at coffee, and we talked about just like we wanted them to feel familiar, we wanted them to feel like people that you know. And Jovan made an amazing playlist for us that we shared. It was Shar and Lee, or Lee and Shar. And we talked about, these kids probably met when they were like 14 and were together all the way up. So they had Will, and just how many times they probably moved, what that was like. Jovan's father in real life is a flyboy. He was a flyboy, right?
He wasn't a pilot, but he was in the Air Force. He's
He
in
was
a
in the Air
different.
Force. There was
Yeah,
just all this stuff that informed their lives. And I think Jovan and I both wanted them to feel real and lived in, and like they really love each other. They
yeah,
just circumstantially, they have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they have the weight of this strange job that he does that causes them that it just causes this friction, this like great tension for television.
I agree. And I think I remember when we did meet, the first meeting we had was in LA. And went to that coffee shop. I don't remember the name of the coffee
Blue
shop,
bottle.
but we, both brought our little notepads and just writing shit down and just talking. And it was like a free form. It wasn't any type of. I can be very structured in how I like to do work to the point where it can be crippling at times. And I think what was refreshing was Taylor was, she had a way of just making me relax a little bit. Like, we're gonna figure it out. And I think what really was meaningful for me as an actor was remembering that Leroy and Charlotte can be drastically different, but they've still made the decision that we are two different people, but we love each other. And I don't know if you remember this, Tay, but I had sent you a text. It might have been in pre-production right before we started. I mean, like everybody was in Canada. We were about to start. I
Mhm.
just was wondering after all the episodes, I was like truly, does Charlotte love Leroy?
I
Because I
do
know that,
remember that. And I was like,
yeah.
oh, here we go.
And I wasn't even trying to be like deep
Oh,
that
I
night or
know.
anything. Like,
I
she's
know.
like, come on. I was like, because back then
No,
there's so
yeah.
many people that married for
No,
reasons
it's
outside of
dutiful.
love.
It's obligatory. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like,
I
so
am.
I was just curious because I'm curious as to when we're really getting to the nitty gritty of things that are happening in dairy that may convenience one person but inconvenience the other. Is the love still there? And you see Leroy and Charlotte go like this throughout. And I think what was again refreshing in our banter back and forth is no matter how much there's a bite by one other person, love you.
They come back
You
to
know,
each other. Yeah.
yeah. And that was a through line for every scene, no matter if we were arguing or if we were kicking at the table, it didn't matter. That was a through line. So yeah.
It was so sweet too, because you, Jovan, are like such a sweet, like ooey gooey, sensitive boo boo head. And you very much, you're like, I'm tired of them bickering all the time. And I'm like, he was like, so like, it's just sweet. Like, Jovan doesn't want to be arguing, ladies. Jovan doesn't want to be arguing.
No, he don't want to
But
argue.
Leroy and Charlotte, the stakes are high. Stakes is high. And shit is stressful right now in Derry, Maine.
Yeah, get us out this town and we don't have to fight.
Yeah. And like I said, and it's like, how many times have they argued about that?